Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily Gogetemism number 229 for May 22nd, 2015. It's nice out here today. It is really nice. It's feeling a lot better than it has in a couple of days because it was starting to get a little chilly around the way. And people were starting to think about turning their heat on again, or they was feeling like old man winter was about to try to, make a comeback real quick. But nah, springtime now. We on our way to summertime. It's Memorial Day weekend, and everything is going to go the way it's supposed to go. Speaking of things going the way they supposed to go, or being turning out the way they supposed to be, a lot of times in our lives we look at things that happen to us, things that we've gone through, been through, made it through, and we think like, what would have happened if we would have chose to go to the left instead of going to the right? What would have happened if you would have never met this person that you met? What would have happened if you would have never started using drugs? What would have happened if you never took your first drink? What would have happened if you chose to go to a different school than the one you chose? What would have happened that even if you went to another the same school, if you would have chose this major instead of that major? What would have happened if you never got married at a young age? What would have happened if you would have never had children as a teenager, or if you would have waited, or if you wouldn't have married that person that you married, or if you wouldn't have gotten into that relationship, that long-term relationship? What if you would have chose this one over that one? What would have happened? Sometimes we think about these kind of things, and we think for sure, like, if I would have never did this, that, and the third, then I would have been here, and I would have been doing this. How do we know that? How is there any way you can ever know how things would have turned out if you would have did something other than what you did? Because we know the decisions that you did make. We know what you did do. The question really becomes, what did we learn from the things that we did do? The things that happened to us. What did we learn from that? How did those things turn out? Did we take care of business with the things that were given to us? Did we play the cards that were dealt to us the right way? Did we learn how to play better, or did we complain along the whole way? Did we take advantage of opportunities that were afforded to us? These are the things we got to think about, because the past is the past, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't take time to relive the past, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't reflect on it, because anybody who forgets their past is doomed to repeat it. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't look back and see how things went in order to improve yourself for the future. But when you go back, you can't really say that things would have turned out differently for you. Sure, they would have turned out differently for you, but you don't know in which way they would have turned out different. Because just because you didn't do something, one thing, or this other thing, it doesn't mean that later on, when you chose differently than you chose, that something else wouldn't have got you back on to what happened to you the way that it happened. Because I believe that things happen exactly the way that they're supposed to happen. But another thing that's supposed to happen is that we're supposed to learn from the experiences that we do have. I mean, yeah, we're supposed to learn from that. Here's the real question that I think we need to think about. With the opportunities that did come to us, and with the decisions that we did make, how well did we learn from those? The mistakes that we made, how well did we learn from the mistakes that we made? Did we keep repeating them? Because if you repeat the mistakes that you made, it's no longer a mistake. You're doing that on purpose, because you really believing that you're doing something right instead of doing something wrong. And we all know that comes back to bite you in your ass sooner or later. But what did you do with the opportunities that were given to you? Things that were afforded to you, things that people gave you, the people that you met, the positive people that you did get in touch with. What did you do with that? So it's easy, to go back and forth, and and think like, yo, what if I wouldn't have had this child when I was this age, or what if I wouldn't have married this person, or what if I would have chose her over her, or him over him? What if I didn't start using drugs? What if I didn't go to jail? That's the one thing about jail, man. When you commit a crime and you go to jail, if you go to jail for a number of years and you don't reflect on the time that you spent and look at it like you could have been doing something more constructive with your time, then you know basically you haven't been rehabilitated. And I understand that the state doesn't have any interest in rehabilitating you, but you should always have an interest in rehabilitating yourself. And you don't have to go to jail in order to rehabilitate yourself. You don't have to go to drug rehab in order to rehabilitate yourself. Rehabilitation is all about fixing problems in your life that are bringing you down. So anything that you go through in your life, you should take time for reflection and fix that. And that's how we doing it. So if you had a baby when you was a teen, you're wondering how things would have worked out if you would have waited till you were in your 20s or your 30s. We don't know that. We don't have that. We can easily say that, yeah, maybe I would have became that track star or that basketball star or really gotten into business like I was headed toward. But the things that happened to you had to happen to you. Now you have to make the decision about what to do with the things that have happened to you. Build on them things and make it happen. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And don't lament on the past like you made the wrong decision. Somewhere along the line, the universe is telling you that you made the decision that you were supposed to make. Now, you have to make more decisions about how to rectify anything that's going differently in your life than you want it to go. Don't forget about the Urban Therapy with Sons adult class trip coming up on June 6th. We're getting close to that thing. Get with it. Also, spring cleaning event part 3, June 20th. We're doing it. Daily Gogetemism show each and every day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 347-677-1533. And the Urban Therapy with Sun show every Wednesday evening from 8:30 p.m. till around 10-ish. And the reason that we say 10-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a hump day. Holla at that. I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow, man. Have a great weekend. If I don't hear from y'all again, rock out that Memorial Day weekend. That's the unofficial start of summer. I holla.